Hey, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the honest to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and citation to the brothers pushing his work in sincerity and in truth. This is brother to mine from the GMS Toronto, coming at you with another video. So, what you see here is proof that where we're living right now is literally Sodom, right? Spiritual Sodom, and this is a full-blown proof right here that it's really time to get out of here, especially if you're, trying to raise a family, right? And now I see why Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of these people, right? Because all of these things that you see right here is filthy conversation, right? And most people in this world are down with this, right? But Lot, which represents the elect, the men that sigh and cry for all the abomination that's been done in the midst of this place that we call America, right? The West, spiritual Sodom, right? Before I play the video, this whole rainbow flag, this has nothing to do with these alphabet people, right? But they've hijacked it, but it's also to their detriment, because the bow in the sky literally means that the Lord is going to destroy this place by fire and not by water anymore. And what happened in Sodom, right? Sodom was destroyed by fire, right? And they're really like taking upon this bow to themselves, because they represent the reason why people are going to be destroyed, or this place, the West, is going to be destroyed by nuclear destruction. And it needs to be, right? You can't cleanse this place by water anymore. This place, you need that heat to purge the sins of the nations and also the sins of 2/3 of our people, right? Even in the video, you see a man riding the bull. Could be a horse, right? But that goes back to Greek mythology also. So the Greeks, you already know what they were into. They were heavily into boogery and all those abominable works, right? And our people are mixed up in these ways and these customs of these other people, right? The scriptures literally told us not to be the customs of the people are vain. Don't partake in these things. But I'm gonna play this video for you.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
So you see what I'm talking about? This is the bow in the sky. They're pretty much trying to replicate the bow in the sky. But this place, man, this literally can go into my second video for love is love, or love of this world is lust, right? But the bow in the sky, they represent, this is them replicating the bow in the sky, but this place needs to be destroyed. We're tired of this place. Sometimes we're flabbergasted, because I think through the spirit that we've seen more abominations than these sodomites in Sodom, right? The only thing that's left for these people to do now is like take straight men, right, or men that they desire, that's handsome or whatever, to start taking advantage of them. I mean, that happens in the jail system, but I'm talking about in the open. These men of Sodom were so forward, right? And this month represents their Pride Month, for their love is love bullshit that they have going on. This is all to corrupt children and the new generation that's coming. And it's so sad, because men, even men that are not in the truth, some of them, they don't agree with this, but they have to go along to get along, right? And that's how when it's time for them to worship the beast and this system and the image, they will, right? Because they don't want to lose their goodies. They don't want to speak up. So of course, when men don't speak up, this is what happens. Closed mouths don't ever get fed, right? Spiritual Sodom. Let's go. Right, this is Revelation 11 and 8, and it says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the city of the Salaki, in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." Right? So the Messiah is X'd out here, right? And wickedness is being prevailed, right, through the eyes of these Edomites and through the hearts of these Edomites, because they were set up to play the left hand side, to be instructed by the spiritual demon Satan. Right, and we're literally seeing this played out right before our very eyes. Their wine has been walking through the earth. So not only is this thing here in the West, but it's in the Caribbean, it's in Africa. You see, slowly creeping into Uganda. That's what they need. Two to three people asking the president, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" Right, and because it's contagious. It's a disease that's contagious, right? And it's being walked throughout the whole earth. Right? This whole love is love garbage is going on here, and this is the month where you see people. You think these people were in a hole somewhere. The way that they come out in the month of June, and they just go all out, right? You see couples that you usually don't see. I'm like, where do these people come from, right? Like when roaches feel the heat, they come out of their holes. That's exactly how these people operate, right? And then you have children. Yesterday, I think one of my brethren saw, where I work, some guy came into the store in a skirt, right? You see so many things in the place where I work. Now that I'm talking, and I'm looking at two of them right here. Two big dudes, muscular men, right? And this is what the Lord said. Let's get Romans 1. I got Romans 1 the last video, but it was just to make a point at the end of it. But the Lord gave these people over into vile affection, especially our people, because our people are the ones really dabbling deep into this thing. They will never top Esau when it comes to this thing, though. People think, our people surpass the wicked. Yes, we're more flamboyant with it, but Esau is just engraved in their soul, man. They can't help it. Right? Let's verse 14 here. It's Romans 1 and 14. So I'm gonna say this just to bring this out. "I am the debtor both to Greeks and to the barbarians, both to the wise and to the unwise." So the Greeks are, Israelites that are converted in their minds as, we're Greeks. Just like how you have Americans, African Americans, and all that stuff. You have guys like the Mexican Americans, all that garbage. Barbarians, which are North Africans, right? So now you see the barbarians are also Israelites, right? Both to the wise and to the unwise. So, as much as I am ready to preach the gospel to you that are at Rome also. So this also is Rome. This place is literally Rome again, because this is the fourth beast rising up again, right? These Edomites as the Roman Empire, man, right? The EU. If you go back to the whole the inception of their kingdom, they also put in the Treaty of Rome, right? They have the two side governments. They don't have a king nor prince, right? That's how they rule. But dropping down to the verse 24, 23, "And change the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like unto corruptible man, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creeping things, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves." So once you get into that lifestyle, that's why they're pushing this so hard on you Israelites, because this is what they want, right? They want you to corrupt yourselves. And guess who you're gonna corrupt? The people around you. You're gonna corrupt the children around you. You might have a niece or a nephew who might be a little bit from seeing these things on TV. They might be a little bit confused, and now they can come home and like, "Oh, let me talk to my aunt about this, how I'm feeling." Guess what you're gonna do? You're not gonna tell them, "Oh, you shouldn't get into this lifestyle, right? It's bad for you. You shouldn't do it." But you're gonna tell them, "Oh, you know what? You should go off what you feel." Right? You should never go off what you feel, because what did the Lord say? What did Jeremiah say? The heart is the most is the most wicked thing, man. Right? The heart is wicked, man. It's desperately wicked. Who can know it? Right? Roughly paraphrasing, of course. Wherefore Yahweh gave them to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, right? A wicked mind, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who change the truth of Yahweh into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause Yahweh gave them up to vile affections. That whole lifestyle is vile. For even their women did change their natural use into which is against nature, and likewise also the men, leaving the nature or natural use of woman, bury their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. Right. So the end game to this lifestyle, the rainbows, is death, nasty diseases, right, and also fire, right. Let me drop down to verse 32, right, because there are some people who's like, oh, to each his own. They be coming up with these dumbass quotes, right? Oh, has nothing to do with me. But if you're not speaking out against it, if your heart is not against it, you're with them, right? You can't straddle the fence. There's no in-betweens, right? Yeah, sure. Who know in the judgment of Yahweh that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them to do them. So if you really if you support it, you're also gonna be put to death. Okay, so I'll leave it there. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. I'll say shalom.